Hi everyone, today I'm here to do a book review, and the book I'm going to be reviewing today is Nowhere But Here by Katie Mcgarry. This is the first book in her new series called A Thunder Road. So yeah, we're going to talk about it, and yeah. If you don't know about Katie Mcgarry, she has previously written the Pushing the Limit series, where it's a contemporary series. So when you have a contemporary series, it's not necessary that you read all of them or in order. In fact, you can pick up any one of the series and just do fine without reading any other books. I always suggest reading them in order that way, because a lot of times the recurring characters from previous books come make an appearance, and it'll just help you understand the whole gist of the world, if that makes sense. But yeah, so this is her first book and then her new series, A Thunder Road, and I really enjoyed it. Now, as soon as I uploaded a picture that I was reading this Instagram, a lot of people said that this was their favorite Katie Mcgarry novel, and a lot of people that said that also said that their favorite before this was Crash Into You, and that is my favorite. That was the third book in the Pushing the Limit series. It focuses Isaiah and Rachel a little slightly, and I knew it would be a lot to top it. Like, it would take a hell of a lot to top that book for me, in my opinion. So I was wary going into it, and from just the amount of comments people were telling me how much this was their new favorite, I was probably I guess it's probably my new favorite too, but I will have to say Crash Into You is still my favorite Katie Mcgarry novel. I will say this comes to a close second or third, I will say. I really liked it. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as a lot of other people did, but I still really enjoyed it. Now, this takes place, like every Katie Mcgarry novel, it's dual perspective, so you always get the girl and you always get the guy's perspective, so, you know, shake it up a little bit. This takes place from a point of view of a girl named Emily, who lives with her mom and her stepdad, and she had met her biological dad before. She doesn't know much of him. She learns that her biological dad's mother has passed away, which is her grandmother, so her and her family fly out to, I forget exactly where, but to visit the funeral, and something happens and she learns that her grandma really isn't dead, but just really wanted to see her. And yeah, and it's also, I should mention that her biological dad is part of like this motorcycle gang. They call themselves what do they call themselves? The Reign of Terror. They have like a job where semi-trucks, there's a lot of goods and stuff on those, and other motorcycle gangs will try to hijack their trucks, so their job is to just like make sure the truck driver stays safe, which I think it's a pretty legit job. But I just thought the whole, it baffled me. I was like, I didn't know there's jobs like that. But yeah, so that's the girl, and the guy's name is Oz, who is trying to become a member of Reign of Terror. His dad has been a member, and he just has to be of age. And yeah, what you get the gist of this book is how insanely close the people in Reign of Terror are. Like, it's like a family, very close-knit. Like, they're brothers. You don't mess with your other brothers. You always do what, like, the leader says. And I like that, but it's still kind of baffling to me. I was like, I don't get this, but I do, in a way, if that makes sense. And then we have Emily, who's thrown into this, and she's learning more and more about her past that her mother has never told her about. And Emily is a very, very goody two-shoes, where, you know, I gotta go, my mom says this, my stepdad says that, I don't know anything about you, my biological dad seems horrible. And I really did not like her at first. I was like, you just need to be a little bit more open. I mean, I know that you don't know all the facts of what happened with your biological dad, because she thought that he gave her up and he didn't want her, and she didn't really know that for sure. So she was just kind of a big, okay? In my opinion, that's what I thought. And the more the story progressed, she kind of opened up more and learned more and accepted more, which I did like that, but I didn't really love Emily as the main character, because I just didn't really, I don't know, I didn't connect with her. I didn't really like her. I felt like she was always kind of like, does that make sense? I hope so. And then we have Oz, who's a very bad boyish type of person. And I do like reading bad boys as much as, I guess I don't enjoy them in real life maybe, but I liked Oz. I didn't love Oz. Now, people say they love Oz more than Isaiah and Crash Into You, which I can't get, because Isaiah is just supreme, in my opinion. Definitely a bad guy that was always putting Reign of Terror first before everything, and always did everything, and if somebody didn't have to know something, then that was that, and there was no like digging into like trying to figure out why can't they know something like that? Why can't we know the past? But as time progressed on, he also opened up as well and started learning more about it, and I did like him. I did like Emily and Oz as a couple together. I thought they were great, but I just didn't love this book as much as everyone else did. The plot, I will say, it took a long time to get started, because it was very confusing with Emily's grandmother, and I was like, what's going on? And then the motorcycle game, I felt like I was just being thrown on like one of those carnival rides. I think it's called like the Scrambler, or just like, hang on, how did I get there? And it took a while for me, honestly, for the plot to get to where I could understand it, got a good grasp on it, and really went with it. But overall, I did really like this book. I definitely will continue to read the rest of the series. It's definitely a more grittier type of book because it's got like a motorcycle gang and stuff like that. But overall, I gave it a 4 out of 5 because, like I said, I did enjoy it. I did not enjoy it. Just Crash Into You. That's going to be my ultimate all-time favorite Katie Mcgarry novel. Like I said, it's going to take a lot to knock it off of that top region. Of that top spot. So looking for a bad boy girl type of situation where motorcycles and like things like that happen, you definitely look into this book. I will say the ending definitely threw me for a spin of how the past came to be real, and I was like, I would have never guessed that, but I really thought that was awesome. And I did like the ending, and I think the next book is going to take place from Razor's point of view, which I am interested in reading. Anyway, that's all from me. If you have read this book, please let me know what you thought of it and tell me what your favorite Katie Mcgarry novel is, and I will talk to you guys later.